If only local government units properly sort out their trash, then garbage disposal wouldn't have been too big of a problem for the country. In this report, Ina Andalong explains why officials find it hard to comply with the law mandating them to segregate waste.
This is a common scenario in junk shops right outside the Payatas landfill in Quezon City. People busy sorting out plastics and glass bottles. Junk shops usually get the recyclables from garbage collectors who sell them before entering the landfill. Ideally, segregation shouldn't be happening at or near landfills. The Ecological Solid Waste Management Act mandates local governments to segregate their garbage. If garbage is properly sorted out, only residual waste would end up in landfills. It has been over a decade since the law was passed, but many local governments still lack an efficient solid waste management system. In Metro Manila, only 56% of barangays have materials recovery facilities or MRFs. At an MRF, garbage is segregated. MRFs sell their recyclables to junk shops and small businesses. Once garbage is properly segregated, MRFs with machines like this are able to convert them into something more useful. Now, for instance, biodegradable wastes are put into this machine and they end up making organic fertilizers. Now, in this MRF in Mandaluyong, they shred plastics here. So these plastics, these shredded plastics, they use them to make bricks like the ones behind me here. These bricks end up in the city's sidewalks and parks. Community aides should ideally be tasked to collect household garbage and bring them to MRFs. An MRF should have a composting area for biodegradable wastes and an area to stock recyclables like plastics. In Mandaluyong, even schools are urged to have one. Here at the Pedro P. Cruz Elementary School, Wednesday is Eco Savers Day. Now on Wednesdays, students come to school with sacks of recyclable items like used plastics, papers, anything they've collected over the past few days. Now in the morning, they line up here, have their items weighed, and all these items will eventually be sold to junk shops. Now whatever they earn from this, it goes directly to bank accounts set up for each of the students. The school has a partnership with the bank. Now here with me is John Eric. He's already saved 150 pesos and he's only been here twice. John Eric, paano mo iniipon yung mga dinadala mo dito sa Eco Savers Day?
Sa mga kaklase ko po.
Hinihingi mo, sinasabi mo sa kanila na sa itabi nila para sa'yo?
Hindi po. Yung ano po, naglalagay po ako ng karton malapit po sa garbage. Tapos po, pag may recyclable po, doon na lang po lalagay.
Okay, anong balak mo gawin dun sa ipon mo?
Pambili na lang po ng project.
Convincing people to segregate is not easy. Resident volunteers from Barangay Magallanes open a recycling booth once a month to collect recyclables from their community. Despite letters and tarpaulins informing their neighbors about the activity, only a fourth of their households participate.
Hindi mahirap mag-segregate. Self-discipline yan di ba?
For MMDA Chairman Francis Tolentino, enforcing segregation is simply not practical.
So how do you enforce a law which is determined on the actuations of each and every individual, perhaps done in secret? You don't watch all individuals throwing their garbage.
93% of Metro Manila's garbage is comprised of biodegradable and recyclable wastes. This means that if an efficient segregation system is in place, only 7% of Metro Manila's garbage would go to landfills. A solid waste management plan would help local governments segregate, but so far only 11 out of the 17 local government units in Metro Manila have submitted their plans for approval by the National Solid Waste Management Commission. The law requires LGUs in the country to come up with a 10-year plan. So far, not even half of the country's cities and municipalities have submitted theirs. Aside from the lack of these plans, there also seems to be a problem with officials tasked to segregate.
Not of all of these barangay officers are doing their job. Di ba, katatapos lang ang barangay election, so kailangan yung mga bagong elected na barangay officials, kailangan ma-orient sila. Then yung mga datihan, kailangan isama na sila.
The Solid Waste Management Act sanctions people who don't segregate with a fine of 1,000 to 3,000 pesos or imprisonment of 15 days to 6 months. Environmentalists say it's only a matter of political will. With some local governments able to properly segregate, they say there's no excuse for many of them to do otherwise. Ina Andalong, 9 News.